Gonna try, gonna try, gonna try. Work till I die, till I die, till I die. I'm gonna fail and get up, 'cause I'm not giving up on my dream.
Hi my lovely Frosty fam, it's me, Karen Frost, here at Nail Decadence, and I've got another Born Pretty little haul and design to share with you guys. Discount code and all of that is on the screen. It's an affiliate link, and this is a PR package because I'm fortunate enough that they sent me some goodies for me to try out, which was very kind of them. So thank you, lovely people at Born Pretty. Really appreciate it. I know it's been a while since I've been on. Same old, I'm afraid. Yeah, my health is just pants, totally pants. So yeah, I'm afraid we're still going to have erratic uploads for now, but I'll do what I can when I can. I'm just finding the pain levels and the exhaustion just a little bit overwhelming, and so yeah, that's why I've not been on. But anywho, let's get into the video. So as you can see, I've got some lovely foils, got some gel polishes. I thought I'd try some of the different shaped tips. I'm not using this shape tip in this video. I'm going to try them on my own nails, I think, probably. But yeah, so I'm using the I'm going to save that shaped one, the sort of ballerina shaped one. So I will be using the stiletto ones in this video. But yeah, just so you know, there are different shapes of the full covered tips. You can get different shapes of them. They're really cool. Got some of the metallic painting gel. Love this stuff, it's great. I've got the rose gold one, or is that the rose gold? Yeah, no, this is the gold one. I've got the rose gold, and I've also got the silver. They're really nice to work with. As you can see, I did that little design. So just to show you how it works. This is the products that I will be using in this video. So if you skipped from the haul part, I'm just showing you some of these pieces. Obviously you've seen them if you haven't skipped, but for those that skipped the haul part, these are the products that I will be using. So let's get into the video. And as you can see, I put a little notation on this screen so I wouldn't forget to tell you that yes, I did prepare the base nails. So I've removed the natural shine and removed the dust, and now as you can see, applying the nail tip gel into the well of the tip at the cuticle area, and then push it down, pushing out all of the air bubbles, and then I'll flash cure it in place. I did have some squish out at the back, which is why I just used the cuticle pusher to just remove it before I cured it, because you don't have to faff about trying to file all that off. So yeah, just if it happens to squish out, you can do it the way I did it. You don't need anything special, just a cuticle pusher or an orange wood stick, whatever you have handy. Just remove the gel and then flash cure it in place. So it's a simple technique, it's very easy. That's the good thing about the full cover tips. It's so quick and easy, very good for home users. If you're not wanting to do a full set of nails with, you know, just acrylic or gel and using forms or nail tips that you have to shape and file and then apply gel polish, builder gel or acrylic over the top or polygel over the top, then the full cover tips are a good way to get some pretty nails done in a lot less time. Very handy for those of people that are like me, that have a lot of muscle and joint pain. And if you can hear any drilling or banging or whatever, sorry about the noise. There's nothing I can do about it. Workers are outside and they're making a whole heap of racket. I'm hoping you won't be able to hear it, but if you can, I'm really sorry. Nothing I can do about it. I don't have time to wait for them to finish because I need to get this done whilst I'm feeling up to it. So yeah, anywho, on with the video. So after I had flash cured them all, then I gave it all a full cure, and then as you can see, I'm just using my hand file to just go around and make sure none have squished out the sides. I find if there's any squished out sides, I file it away, and I make sure that I file the very tip of the nail to make sure it's not sharp on the ends, because nail tips come they're made on a sort of tree. so you have at the company, they remove it from the tree, but when they remove it from the tree, it leaves a sharp bit on the very end. So you just file that away. It doesn't take long, as you saw. Just file that off and get it nice and smooth so you don't scratch yourself. And then I move on to using my my e-file to remove the shine from the natural nail. Of course, you can do this with a hand file too. I use my e-file to save my poor hands and fingers. Just makes it easier for me. Now you're not filing away. You're making sure that the cuticle area is nice and flush, that you don't have a lip there, and then the rest of the nail you are literally just removing the shine so that you know that your gel polish is going to adhere to the nail tip and not peel away. I like to make sure gel products like to have something to grip to, and so if you just take the time to remove the natural shine, you've got much less chance, if not zero chance, of the gel polish peeling up from the nail if you do it this way. So just take the little bit of time that it takes, get it done. And then, as you can see, I just used a lint-free wipe and some rubbing alcohol, removed all of that dust, and now I'm going to be using some of that pat paint gel. So I'm just going to cut a piece of the sponge, and then I'm going to use some of this white pat paint gel and create my design. So on the index finger, I'm doing a full layer of the pat paint gel, so full layer of the white. I'm going to be doing 2 layers to make sure it is fully opaque. This stuff you can probably get away with doing 1 coat, but I kept my coats really thin because that's the way I prefer to do it. I prefer to do my layers really thin as opposed to a thicker layer that's just 1. So I'd rather do 2 very thin layers than the other way around. So I've kept my layer nice and thin. Same on the little finger, full nail of the white gel. Just paint that on nice and evenly and thinly. And this stuff's great, it doesn't move, and it's great to draw with as well. If you want to do lines with it, it works for that too. I will also be ombreing it, and you'll see that a little bit later once I've finished doing this part. If you get any on the skin, of course you do want to remove it with some acetone or some rubbing alcohol and a little detailer brush. Just get that off the skin before you cure, and then that way you're not curing it on the skin, and you're getting it off the skin as soon as possible, because nail products are meant for nails. It's not meant to go into contact with your skin. It's not good for your skin, and you want to avoid allergies. And I've made a right mess of this blue, as you can see, got it everywhere, so I will be removing that from the skin with my little detailer brush. But thankfully it's only on Handolly, so it's not the end of the world. Shaky hands, what can I do? Not a lot, unfortunately. Yeah, I know some of you guys have trouble with shaky hands as well, and you work with what you've got, and if you've got shaky hands like me, you just do your best to avoid it getting on the skin as much as possible and remove it as soon as possible, and keep it pushing. Don't stress about it too much. I've not cured the white yet, that is still wet, so I'm trying to avoid touching any of the white nails. I don't know why I took the risk instead of flash curing, but I did. I was being a bit daring. So yeah, just making sure that cuticle area is nice and neat. So I'm using my brush and just sort of bouncing it up by the cuticle area, trying to get it as neat as possible. And then if any tidy up is needed, then yeah, that's where my cleanup brush comes in. Just making sure I get it all off. So then I'll give that a full cure for 60 seconds. And there we go. Now I can go in with my second layer of the white. Again, slowly around that cuticle area, getting it as neat as I can. And as you saw, I do always deposit most of the product in the centre of the nail before I go near the cuticle area and sidewalls, because I don't want to flood those areas. Getting a bit on the skin is one thing, flooding that area is another thing altogether. It's a lot more faffing to clean it up, so try not to flood your sidewalls and your cuticle area. And the way to avoid it, as I said, apply the polish within the centre of the nail first, and then you can use your brush to go around. When it's got less product on it, go around the cuticle area and the sidewalls, and that way you won't be flooding those areas, which is just, like I said, it's a nightmare to clean up. Just being careful around that sidewall, getting it right in the corner there. Get it nice and neat. There we go. If you have trouble with your cuticle area not looking as neat as this, and as smooth of a line, then you use your cleanup brush and you just go around it like you would if you were getting it off the skin, and just go around that cuticle area, and it will just make your cuticle area look so much neater and smoother. It won't be all wobbly or jagged of a line. So it's always a good little tip for those of us with shaky hands. Although then again, for some of us who are just new, your cleanup brush and your acetone or your rubbing alcohol are your best friend when you're first starting out. And if you've got shaky hands, it makes life so much easier. And if you want to get that, professional look where it's very neat around the cuticle area, your cleanup brush, if you can't get it done with just the brush from your bottle with your polish, then using your cleanup brush to tidy that up really does make a difference to the the finished set. Having that nice and neat, it just makes a world of difference, and as it grows out it looks very tidy as well. So do pay attention to that cuticle area. It really does make the world of difference, and making sure you get it off the skin on the sidewalls and stuff as well, that does make a difference. There's no need to have untidy looking nails when it's just a case of simply taking a little brush and some acetone or some rubbing alcohol and just whiz round. It doesn't take that long. It takes a couple of seconds to whiz round and just clean it up, and it just makes your manicure look so much more professional and neat and tidy. So as you can see, put those second layers on, and now I'm going to, and cured it of course. Now I'm going to use that pat paint gel to create an ombre with the white over the blue. I'm just putting that first layer on very thinly, because I start off at the very free edge and work my way down, so that I'm getting most of the product off the sponge at the tip, and then using less as I go along. And then I'll leave that first layer on, and then I haven't cured it yet, so I'm going to switch to the little finger, add some matte top coat, because I'm going to be using some nail foils on that, but I'm going to be doing a stripe down the centre of the nail, and if I didn't put the matte top coat on, the foil would probably stick to other parts of the nail, because the gel polishes are generally tacky. So I wanted to put the top coat of the matte on first, that way the nail foil will only stick to the places where I want it to stick when I put the transfer gel on. You'll see in a minute. So anywho, cured that for 60 seconds, and then I'm putting my second layer of the white gel on, again using my same sponge, dabbing it on, making it more opaque at the free edge and fading it down as I go. There we go. And now I'm going to use I haven't cured that ombre yet either, so I'm going to use just a striper brush with the transfer foil gel, and I'm just creating a stripe down the centre of the nail where I want the foil to go. I love foils. It's an easy way to get a really beautiful design. when you need some, you're not great at nail art, foils are wonderful. Love them, absolutely love them. They're so cool, and you can get all different types of foils. I mean, the ones you saw me have are all sort of marble type foils. They're really pretty, as you saw, but you can get flower foils, you can get flame foils, all kinds of different foils, and they're just, yeah, they're a handy little thing to have in your arsenal, and they are so cheap and they last for so long because you don't need that much of it at all. So yeah, and there's so many different ways you can use foils. Like you can do what I'm doing, sort of a colour block type design, and on the other finger I'm going to do a full cover of the foil. So yeah, there's so many ways you can use nail foils. Love them. I'm just making sure I give it a good old rub, get that nice and neat. And then I'm also going to be adding the transfer gel, like I said, onto the index finger. I still haven't cured that ombre yet. I will be curing it once I've applied this transfer foil gel. I'll cure it at the same time as the ombre in one go. I'm trying to save time and work a bit more smartly. There we go. So straight out of the lamp, apply the foil immediately. I find it works better that way than rather than waiting for the foil gel to cool down. I prefer to just go in straight away with the foil. Again, just making sure I really give that a good rub. Make firm. You have to be quite firm. Make sure you push it all down so that it all gets to stick onto the foil gel. And you can see that foil, it comes off all of the center of it. You'll see it's all on, and any little bits on the side, you see, you just stick it back on, pull it off, and then it's on. Just push those bits down that were sticking up. There we go, and that's that nail done. And then I'm going to go back to the little finger, and I'm just going to tidy up that stripe that I did down the center of the nail to get a really neat and tidy straight edge. I'm just going to use some of that white gel and paint along the side of it, just a very thin layer. There's no, I've already got 2 layers on. I don't want to add loads, but just enough so that I get a nice sharp line of definition between the white and the marble, just to tidy that up and make it look a little bit neater. It's hard to draw with the transfer gel because it's clear and you're trying to see what you're doing, so don't worry if you don't get the transfer gel in totally tidy. You can tidy it up this way with just use the gel polish. No one will know, and then you've got a nice sharp line and it looks great. And me being fussy as usual. And then I'm also going to add a little bit more of the white on the ombre again, because I'm layering it up very thinly to try and build my ombre. So there we go. Give that a cure for 60 seconds, and now it's time to top it off and keep it tough. So I'm going to top coat these matte. And as you know, when it comes to the top coat, it means we are at the end of the video. So I'd like to say thank you ever so much, Born Pretty, for working with me again. I really appreciate it. Thank you to you guys out there for watching this video, visiting my channel, spending some of your most precious time with me. I appreciate you ever so much. If you have not done so already, please click that subscribe button, join the Frosty Fam. I'd love to have you. And if you feel like it, you're more than welcome to leave me a comment. I'm happy to talk to you. Oh, and if you've enjoyed this video, it's helped you in any way, shape or form, do please click that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. It takes but a second to do. As you saw on that ring finger, I was a bit disappointed. The blue kind of bled into the white, so my ombre doesn't look as good as it did, but it still looks nice. So there you go. This is the finished set. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and that's all I've got for this time, peeps. You take care now, and I'll speak to you all again very, very soon. Bye for now.